Okay, hello everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Something ran on longer than it should have, but I'm here now. I know a lot of you are probably looking at that title and being like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, well, you ever hear about how streamers sometimes decide like, you know what, I want to do something a little different. I want to experiment a little bit. Maybe try out something. Well, this is that. Except we're gonna times it again next week. And I do mean next week. We're not doing a bi-weekly thing this time, no. But, before we get into the meat of this, first of all, I kind of feel like I have to explain what happened last month in regards to what was supposed to be the last stream of Pride, or June. And to kind of just expand upon that community post I put out, like, literally the Friday of. So, how do I put this? So, if there is one thing that whole situation taught me, it is that I really should read store pages. Because if I had done that, you know, when I bought Dreambound, I would have known that, like, oh, this is gonna take more than one stream to do. I should have known. But no, because I was impatient, and I guess considering when it was that I bought it, I was also just extremely tired and frustrated with the troubles I was having. So I just said, it's fine. But, essentially what ended up happening is that Friday of, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go install the game onto my desktop, you know, because I don't want to wait till, you know, right? However, because I'm like, okay, well, I need to make the waiting room, you know, tomorrow, meaning that Saturday, and I don't know anything about this game, so I'm gonna go to the store page to see what the synopsis is. I'm scrolling down just to see, you know, everything. And then literally, I think it was like the second or third line, like where it's talking about like, oh, the features of Dreambound and such. I see that it has 260,000 plus words in the visual novel. And I'm like, how long were Start Again and Amelie? And so I went on their store pages. And Start Again was at 35k, and Amelie was at 20k. So only a 15,000 word difference, right? But the thing is that obviously when you compare both of those lengths to Dreambound's 260k, clearly you can tell, like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do this in one stream like I was able to do with Start Again and Amelie. Granted, Start Again specifically was 7.5 hours, though I'm chalking that up to, like, the time I spent on puzzles and that little half hour where I had to basically go through go through an ending again just for it to be marked as complete. Which I still didn't like, but I'm gonna chalk that up to maybe like, oh, well, maybe something in the game just bugged. Regardless, I'm not gonna fucking spend 8 hours trying to get through, like, however long Dreambound's gonna be, especially because that game also has puzzles. Granted, I don't know if they're the same kind of puzzles that Start Again had. I mean, from what I was reading on the store page, there's essentially, like, escape room scenarios, and I'm like, oh, crap. I'm not good at those. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't think this is a good idea. So, unfortunately, I had to cancel that Dreambound stream on Sunday, or the 28th, I believe? Yeah, the 28th. And that sucked, because it's like, damn, once again, I get foiled. I can't finish Pride. So it's an unfortunate anticlimactic end. I will say that I do have plans to stream Dreambound one of these days. I just don't know when. Especially because, obviously next month is going to be, we're going back to Steins Gate for a little bit. Then September is going to be Undertale Yellow. I don't know if we're going to finish that, but, we'll get further in there. And then the only thing I don't necessarily have planned is October. But then November and December, we're going back to Steins Gate to kind of finish it out. And, of course, to kind of give the fans who were watching my playthrough of it, a chance to return and be like, oh, thank God you're back. But, so that's what happened with Dreambound. Again, we're gonna play it someday, I just don't know when. I'll have to figure it out. But, another thing I wanted to discuss, and that actually has to do with this stream, is that if you remember me, saying months ago, my original plan for the Reddit streams is that I was just gonna visit the Am I the Asshole threads and then just repost off of it. However, I decided to kind of expand it just on impulse, really, based on whim. And instead of just checking out one thread, we're gonna be checking out multiple threads. Just for shits and giggles, and also because, I think I've explained this before, but here's a much longer version of it. As the description states, despite all my years of being on the internet, which is 20 plus at this point, because I was not even 10 when I was introduced to the internet, I've actually never been on Reddit. Like, obviously, that's not a complete lie or complete truth. The best thing that I can describe is that, it's basically inputting random questions on Google and then getting led to Reddit with a link that might have what you're looking for, that's my extent of Reddit experience and such. But in terms of actually going onto Reddit and looking through threads and such, I've never done that. Mainly because I'm just not much of a Redditor. I'm not much of a Redditor, at all. But, I will say it's gonna be very interesting, because I went on Reddit just to kind of, familiarize myself with it a little bit, going onto some threads and just seeing, okay, how does this work? Do I just click on this? Blah, blah, blah. I did that, right? And already I could see some threads that I was like, okay, I'm kind of, wanting to see it. So, yeah, that's mainly what we're going to be doing tonight. And because of the nature of all this, tonight and next week's stream are not going to be super long. I remember saying this, at least, that I didn't want these to be, as long as a lot of my other streams, meaning 4.5 to 5 hours. Instead, I'm planning on keeping these close to around, I guess in terms of the Reddit portions, 2 hours, at most. Because again, I don't want to be known as one of those channels where oh, we're going to be scrolling through Reddit yet again, because that's easy content. It's no, I still like doing the gaming content I do have on this channel, mainly reading visual novels and such. Along with the occasional, RPG stuff. RPG Maker, excuse me. But again, we're just here to have fun. I will say, too, that's also in the description, that, I'm also free to suggestions on what threads you want me to check out. Obviously, I'm going to be looking at threads that, are on the homepage that interest me, but if there are specific threads that anybody wants me to look at, I'll do it. Some disclaimers, though. I will say, I do not want to go onto any political threads, because that's going to be a cesspool of dread and despair. So, no political threads. 2, I know there are some people who like to do challenges on Reddit, like the 50-50 challenge. I don't want to do that. I'm not mentally or emotionally prepared for those kinds of things. So there's that. Like, I mean, I don't know what you would call those threads. Like gimmick threads? I don't know. But, yeah, so there's that. Don't do that. And thirdly, because I do know, unfortunately, with the advent of AI, generative AI, here's the thing. I am staunchly against generative AI. I've made my stance very clear on this. However, I am not good at recognizing when something is written with AI. Like, it would have to be particularly egregious for me to spot something that was written or assisted with writing with AI. So, and the thing is, like, many people don't like to disclose that, which, why don't you disclose it, bud? What this means is that if I come across a post during these, like, little dives onto Reddit that you can tell is AI, like, please don't give me shit, is basically what I'm saying. Is like, if you can make me known of it before, if you can make me known of it during it, like, that's fine, but if it's after the fact, I can't exactly do anything about it. Like, the only thing I can say, obviously, is like, hey, don't use generative AI, it's bad for many different reasons. And obviously reiterate my stance over and over that I am against generative AI. But unfortunately, I can't really do much else. So, yeah. If I'm reading a post that you can tell is written by AI, but I can't, and basically just don't give me shit for it. I'm not gonna be able to tell. Again, unless it's particularly egregious. Anyway, so I think with all that out of the way, I'm gonna go get the Reddit tab set up. I should have done that before, but I just didn't think because I was in a bit of a rush. But, yeah, so let me switch over to some stuff real quick. I actually don't really have much music set up. I think I could do this stream, though. I'm hoping I can play this. I mean, it's copyright-free music, so I doubt I'm gonna get in trouble, but it's more so like, can I play this along with, me streaming? Let's see. I will say, if the stream does start to buffer a little bit, that's because my PC is slow. And that's because doing this for the first time does not help. Okay, can I have this as that? Yes, good. Oh. Maybe not, I don't know. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm currently trying to get the music situation set up here. Hello? Am I not allowed to have this on the mini player? Am I supposed to just have it like this? Because if that's the case, that sucks. Why does it open chat up? Why? Oh my god, come on. Why is this not wanting to play? God damn it. Chotomate. We're currently experiencing some technical difficulties. Oh my god, I need to get an extension to disable chat. Fuck off, I don't care. Alright, are we good? Alright, unload that. Alright. Alright, if y'all want to know what I'm using for the music, it's basic because Glitch City has a 24/7 stream where it's just lo-fi and chill remixes of video game music, so I'm just gonna use that because it's like, well, it's easy. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay. Okay. Alright, let me get Reddit pulled up here. There we go. Okay. Hopefully, okay. Waiting for it to load. Alright. Okay. Doop. Alright, y'all should be able to see the Reddit thing. I will say, I know it looks a little weird because, like, why does it look like the left side is cropped? I don't know why that is. Like, genuinely, I don't know why. But, yeah, so here I am looking at Reddit. I will say, I don't like the fact that videos, like, autoplay on this. I don't know where the fuck to go in regards to, not that. Let's see. That's a spoiler. Oh boy. I might have to, not have this show up, because for some reason, I am having really bad trouble. Alright, I'm gonna switch off the window capture real quick, because for some reason, I am just not having... For some reason, this is not wanting to, like, load properly, so... I wonder if it's OBS that causes this, like, to just kind of bleh. Alright, well, I'm so sorry to my people who, I'm so sorry to people who wanted to see this. I guess I'll just do this, where it's like, we'll just have to fucking wait, I guess. Let's see. Let's see. What? Let's see. Currently looking through... What is this? Okay. And I will say it is interesting that we're seeing a lot of stuff. Let's see. The thing is, I don't want to, like, I don't want to go on a thread that has a video playing. Let's see. Because I don't want to go on a thread that has a video playing, because, Oh, I remember this thread. Can I go on there without everything breaking? How is... Oh. And of course I'm getting buffering because of the fucking... Because Reddit sucks, man. Let's see... Oh, okay. This is not going well at all. Oh my god. Reddit is causing my PC to fucking die right now. Wow, I'm not having a not having I'm not having a good time trying to find a thread. Oh, I think I saw this. Let's see. I think I could show this. I forgot the window capture was not on. Alright, so we're on the mildly infuriating thread, which is apparently according to this, a comedy subreddit about mild inconveniences where everything is perfectly spelled correctly. Flew to the other side of the world to give a talk at a conference. This is how you know somebody fucking hates whoever, like, what's the word? This is how you know somebody fucking hates you. Let's see. Or you could just tell me the price instead of making down... How to check a price. Turn on location service. Oh my... No, I hate that. No, that sucks. Man, I have to ask my dad to see if Walmart started implementing this. But still, it's like, that's ridiculous though. Why the fuck do you have to, like... Why should you check your phone? You know, like, why can't you just tell me, like, the price, like, oh my god, I'm actually looking at the shelves here. There's no price tags. I hate that. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Barnes & Noble placed a sticky anti-theft device on random page of my book. Can you not just take it off? There's more pictures. Oh! Oh no! That's why you can't take it off. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. That would make me so upset. I mean, I get it. I mean, like, I should express, I get the concept, right? Of like, yeah, you don't want people to steal your shit, obviously, but like, you can't just, like, you can't just put this, like, on the front of your book? Like, you know, like on the title page or whatnot? Like, you know, something that it doesn't matter where you tear it or not? Oh, that sucks. Room for rent in downtown Vancouver. Why did I have such a hard time trying to, why did I have such a hard time trying to pronounce that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it just this room? Like, is it just that? Like, just a room and a bed? Fuck, I clicked on the post by accident. I was trying to, like, click on the picture. There we go. Okay. It's literally just a balcony room. It's literally just, like, a balcony seat. Like, that's it. Like, you have your bed, your nightstand, that's it. Yeah, just... My question is that, like... My question is, right... Oh, okay, I'm missing... Okay, no. I was gonna say something like, well, wait a minute. Because in order for, like, a place to be rented out, don't you need to have, like, the basics, which is, like, kitchen and bathroom? But no, it's a room for rent. Okay, I misunderstood that as, like, oh, this is just the house. Let's see. Plane is empty and someone chose to sit right next to me. Okay, I'm gonna make this clear. I've never been on an airplane before, so I have never needed, so I don't know, like, so I'm assuming that these symbols right here that indicate people, those are actual people that are sitting, right, in the seating chart? I'm guessing this is where they are. Yeah, okay, I could kind of understand. Like, I could kind of understand, especially if you're someone like me where, what's the word? especially if you're someone like me where, like, you want to, you know, you're on your phone checking social media or whatnot. But the thing is, I tend to be very secretive, not because I'm doing anything bad, but I just don't like, I get really paranoid about someone, like, looking at my phone or my phone screen to see what I'm doing. I get very paranoid about that because it's like, you never know what shows up, right? And so I think the idea of someone, like, sitting next to me while I'm doing that and then getting a peek, that would get to me. But I don't know, I guess, like, depending on how, like, I was gonna say on how short the trip is, but I'm like, well, no, if you're on an airplane, you know that's probably at least a 2-hour flight. Because otherwise you would just take a truck, you would just drive to wherever you're going, right? Okay. HBO serving up 150% of my recommended ads. 3 of 2. Well, sure. My wife ate my son's birthday breakfast. This is a breakfast? The funny thing is, I mean, this is probably not the exact brand, but this looks like the Walmart brand bakery stuff because because my dad usually eats my dad and I will usually eat these. I love how she ate all the jelly, not the jelly, the you know, the strawberry or raspberry filling, but left him a little piece. She was like, fuck the crust, I just like this. Which is so rude. Took a bite out of my Cheesecake Factory cheesecake and almost swallowed this. Oh! Oh shit. You know, I was looking at this first because I was like, well, what's the issue with it? I looked down. That's a staple. Yeah, that's I mean, I guess it would be a problem, wouldn't it? I know people are gonna be like, what do you mean? Because here's the thing, staples are pretty tiny. I mean, how much damage, I mean, I get, and I'm gonna ask, this is gonna sound like a stupid question, how much damage can one tiny staple do if you were to ingest it? But then I'm like, well, I guess, you know, because they are made to be sharp, especially, and considering that it's metal, like, you can't digest metal. Like, that's, and, you know, like, and I'm sure that if that were to stay inside your belly for, like, a little bit, like, it could be corrosive, I guess, so. I asked for no tomato, and they gave me a tomato bigger than... That's how you know the cashier fucking, not the cashier, the cook hates you. That is a big-ass tomato, though. Like, someone did not cut it properly. When the tub spout says, I'm out. You need to hire a plumber to fix that. Oof. I'm assuming that's a sensor to cover the kid, which is fair. Fair. Also, this makes sense for a toddler. Because, I guess what I'm wondering is, like, is this the toilet paper pack? You know, that the child just dug into and was like, oh, well, I'm gonna have fun with it. How does that work? In order to not raise menu prices, we are raising prices. To keep our menu prices stable while facing rising costs, a 2% administration fee is now included on all guest checks. We appreciate your loyalty and look forward to serving you. I'm assuming this is a hotel, right? Like, if they're saying guest checks? Maybe? I mean, right? Like, is this considered a hotel? Like, is this considered a hotel? Because, I mean, I can only imagine that's why they're saying, like, administration fee. Well, actually, I can't. Oh, okay. Looking closely at the picture, like in the stained glass here, that does look like a hotel. What do they call it? Like a hotel dining room. Yeah. So I will say I don't. Maybe it's just because I don't think I've ever stayed in a hotel where there's an actual dining room. So I don't know. Like I don't know the irritation associated with this. Never buying a desk from Amazon again. Okay. I think I understand what the issue is. My thing is, I can't tell if this is genuinely what it looks like this isn't, like, this photo isn't edited, and this is what it genuinely looks like, it just looks like it's tilted, or if this photo is edited and to make it look like it's being tilted, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm gonna go with the former assumption, because if that's the case, like, yeah, this is kind of shit. Why is everything tilted? See. Hate when people can't do time. Can you work tomorrow? Yeah. 10 to 4. I'm assuming that's supposed to mean where you at. You said tomorrow. I don't understand, like, how do I put this? I don't understand, I don't understand the, like, I can't, okay, like, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, like, I don't know if OP, because I'm assuming this is OP, right, the blue text? Okay, I'm misinterpreting, I misunderstood, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Excuse all questions. I mean, to be fair, the black text person could operate under my assumption, because of the fact that I tend to stay up pretty late. I mean, again, I wake up at like 2 in the afternoon and stay up until 7 in the morning. And the thing is, is that, and it's, maybe it's force of habit, but I tend to kind of like, what's the thing? I tend to kind of refer to the day that is in the AM as tomorrow, because I tend to count days as like when I wake up to when I go to bed, you know what I mean? So I think in a way, if this person is operating under my logic, I could see them being like, hey, where are you at? You said you were gonna work today, when it's like, it's still yesterday, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? But I'm assuming that no, this person isn't operating under my logic. So yeah, I can totally understand OP being like, what the fuck? You said tomorrow. I'm not coming in. Gross. Oh. Okay, that was weird. The picture just does not want to load. Walmart puts product on space reserved for handicap access. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think that's illegal. Also, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I legitimately thought this was my Walmart, but then I noticed that and I'm like, okay, that's not my Walmart. I mean, to be fair, when you look at the mountains here, it's like, yeah, no, that looks a little bit. But still, I feel like that's illegal. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Oh my god, fucking clean your oven, please. Melted plastic in the oven. Can you not clean that? Like, I'm imagining, like, you would have to, like, scrape that shit off. But still, clean it up. That's gonna make your food smell... Oh, I feel like that's really bad. Just bought, looking forward to a show and popcorn. Foil was ripped on the edge and found out mid-pop. Oh... Man, none of that popcorn, probably a lot of that popcorn was not popped. People can't seem to take an extra second to actually throw their trash in the compactor. Took longer than expected, but it's done. Wow. Oh, that would piss me off so bad. That's a video. Oh, that's gross. Let's see. Oh, shit. Just paid $7.39 a gallon for gas when the same gas was $5.99 one block over. Oh no. Oh my god. That sucks. I'm so sorry, dude. Let's see. I forgot to take the spice bag out, now dinner is ruined. Okay, I think I get it. For some reason, I interpreted this as like, they literally just forgot when they put their spices in, they literally kept the bag in the fucking food and forgot if they put it, you know what I mean? But no, they didn't take out their spices. I don't know what that meal is, but I'm assuming it's one where it's like you have to season it. Damn, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Wow, that looks so pitiful. That looks so pathetic. This everything bagel that I received at the resort I'm staying at. This is the Fire Festival. This is the Fire Festival bagel. That looks so sad. I'm so the cruise line left a box of our passports in an empty unlocked. Oh my god, that's so dangerous. That is a small-ass theater. What the fuck? That is so small. Listen, I know the last time I've been to a movie theater was when I was in 2019, but there's no way, like, but in all the theaters I've been in, they've never been this small. Like, is this a special kind of theater? Like, is the theater just that this person went to just small? Like, naturally like that? Or is this, like, a special kind of, like, screening? Because you know how, like, some theaters have, like, IMAX screenings? Let's see. We've been allotted a whole 20 minutes at end of shift to count each individual necklace by hand. I'm assuming this is for a sports team. Yeah, because I could see I don't know what that is, but that looks like the mascot of a sports team. Damn. For a minute, I thought these were all beads. Like, it's like, here, you gotta count each individual bead. And I'm like, ooh. But I know, these are beaded necklaces. Alright, I think one more post we'll look at, and then we'll go to a different thread. I spent half an hour cleaning my new house's bathtub, only to find the city water is more yellow than my old well water. Ugh. That looks disgusting. Dude, it looks like someone peed in your bathtub, my dude. Alright. Okay. We're gonna be switching over to a different thread. What is this thread? Ah! Oh my god, no. What is this thread? Okay. Let me try something here. Ooh. Man, Reddit does not... Man, everything does not like Reddit. What would happen if I refresh it? Okay, we got new threads. God, I wish there was a way I could turn off autoplay. I probably wouldn't be able to, like... Like, I probably wouldn't be able to, probably wouldn't be able to, what's the word? God, I can't think. I probably wouldn't be able to turn it off unless I had an account. And I'm like, I'm not fucking making an account for Reddit. Anti-work, that sounds interesting. Come on. God. Let's see this one. Alright, I think I found another thread I'm interested in. Let's see. Alright, so we're on r/anti-work. According to this, unemployment for all, not just the rich. A subreddit for those who want to end work, are curious about ending work, want to get the most out of a work-free life, want more information on anti-work ideas, and want personal help with their own job/work-related struggles. Interesting. I kind of figured that it was also like, well, let's just bitch about it, right? Update. Fired by Centauri Health Solutions while burying my dad who died of stage 4 cancer. Here's my response to HR. I'm so sorry, OP. Hi Dana, thank you for taking the time to meticulously log the timeline of my family's crisis. It is truly reassuring to know that while my family was going through the heaviest weeks of our lives, Centauri Health Solutions was running numbers on the operational impact. I would hate for my real-world trauma to cause any further undue hardship to your revenue-producing metrics. I am currently out of town until next week. Rest assured your equipment will be packed up and shipped back using the provided labels as soon as I return, ensuring the business can swiftly recover from the devastating burden of employing a human being. No need to send the fax. The status of Centauri's priorities is perfectly clear. Kind regards. Oh, man. Man, I hope so this was posted like 25 days ago. I hope you're doing better, my guy. I really hope you are. Trust me, like as somebody whose dad also had a cancer scare last year, like that is horrible and I'm so sorry. And yeah, your job fucking sucks. For doing that to you. It doesn't have to be this way, but that would require people at the top to change. My company hired a consultant to tell us what was wrong with the team. The consultant interviewed everyone. The report said leadership was the problem. The report was never mentioned again. Oh, wow. Wow, talk about wasting money, huh? Man, talk about wasting time. Talk about wasting money. It's like, let's hire this person to tell us what's going on with our team here. You know, said person interviews anybody, submits a report saying that, like, oh, leadership is the issue. Never mind! Imagine this is a cycle. Let's see. What the hell is that? What is that? This is how I stay online so my boss baby doesn't get mad? What is this? What is this? This is from Threads? Oh my god. My new hire takes a full hour for lunch every single day. They close their laptop and walk completely out of the building. Yesterday I mentioned that the rest of the team usually eats at their desks to keep the momentum going. I explicitly told them they can do what they want, but culture matters. So why are you getting on their- wait, hold up. Why are you getting on their ass? If you're, like, you can do whatever you want, but you're getting on their ass- what? This morning, they handed me a formal complaint from HR about toxic work boundaries. I'm completely blindsided. I did not tell them they could not eat. That's not the issue, though. Like, you literally, you're getting on their ass because they want to go, they don't want to eat lunch in their workplace. And again, they can do what they want? Then I say he because the picture is a man, but I just pointed out how the high performers handle their time. It feels like the new generation wants the paycheck, but none of the actual dedication. If you want a typical 9-to-5 job, then maybe a high-growth startup is not for you. Am I crazy, or is basic work ethic just completely dead these days? What the fuck? What? Bro, what the fuck? Like, my dad, like, whenever he goes to work, like, he always comes home during breaks. Like, he always comes home during breaks to eat. Like, I need to ask him if he's ever, like, had somebody like this. Where it's like, you know, where they get on him for, like, you know, leaving his job to go eat lunch at home. It's like, bro, what? Well, fuck this dude. Let's see. Oh, I gotta see this. I have to click on this. I gotta see this. My boss has AI psychosis and we're fucked. Oh, shit. Well, this was almost 3 weeks ago, so I have to see this. If Reddit would like to load. Jesus. Oh, Reddit did not like that. Okay, so my boss has AI psychosis and we're fucked. Go to meeting. Boss shares the conversation he had with Claude, and Stone Cold Serious tells us we need to appease Claude and meet his projections. No. Dude, that first paragraph, quote unquote, is already so fucked. Claude doesn't understand our clients or their needs, so things don't happen the way Claude projected. Boss flips out, has another conversation with Claude to ask why. Claude can't figure it out, so we must be the problem. I'm watching him get deeper and deeper into the hole, and it's fucking depressing to watch, and for his sake too. This can't be good for his mental health. It's not good for any of us. I don't want to participate in the dog and pony show anymore. I want to lay in the grass. I think we all need to log off, vent over. Thanks for listening. Bro. Oh my god. No. Oh, that is so bad. No. You don't do that. Oof. Big oof. I'm so sorry. Okay. I do not care enough about this part-time side job for this. Hi, I know it's July, but I have made your schedule for the end of summer. Please take a look. Let me know if anything needs changing by today. Absolutely not. It's 4:32 p.m. on a Saturday. That's not enough notice. I'll let you know Monday. Huh. I'm actually trying to figure out, like, what's wrong with this. Is it because, like... is it because, like, if it's July, right? I mean, that's the middle of summer. And then a schedule for the end of summer, which is usually August, September. Oh, I misunderstood. Let me know if anything needs changing by today. Bruh, it's a weekend. It's a fucking weekend. Why am I having to take time out of my weekend to look to see, like, oh, do I need to change shit? Okay. Wow. Alright. Let's see. What the fuck? Is that from Obsession? Lawyers, realtors, and human resources. All jobs you gotta sell your soul to do. Why realtors? I mean, okay, HR and lawyers, that makes sense, but why realtors? HR be like, due to our ongoing efforts in restructuration and synergization... your employment will be terminated immediately with no severance, and then they just look at you like the... Oof. Oh, let's see this. As soon as Reddit likes to load. I don't know why Reddit takes so long to load. Oh, this is a long one. Okay. My new supervisor yelled at me in front of everyone in a meeting, took me off a task that I was the only expert on, and now people are getting fired. The business is demanding immediate results, and none of it affects me. The company I worked for 6 years got bought last year by a massive company. Our division merged with another. They're absorbing all our data. I developed a large chunk of the platform and was the sole maintainer. Still am the sole maintainer since 2019. In January, we started merging the data. I was gung-ho, happy to be on a new team with what seemed like friendly people. I came from a team that worked famously well together. I was only on the merge for a few weeks. I started writing code. The most senior developer on the new team told me that I was doing it wrong and how he preferred I do it. I don't want to sound mean, but this entire team is full of programmers who invented their own solutions to everything and never took the time to learn the proper ways. They constantly ignore common programming practices and scholarly resources in favor of doing their own invented fragile solutions, so they never learned the right way. Oh boy. Despite this lack of knowledge, they think they are gods of programming. Oh boy. So I argued about the right way to complete the task. I pointed out that the entire application had been written this way and that importing the data any other way would take magnitudes of effort longer. Eventually, I convinced the lead programmer, but the supervisor lost his mind. I mentioned in a meeting that I was still working along doing it the right way, and he snapped at me and said, "We're not doing it that way," yelling at me in front of everyone. I mean, the thing is, this is an employee who's been working here for 6 years, and since 2019 at least. I don't know if it's a good idea to be bitching. That's the quickest way to get shit fired. Later that day, he took me into a meeting and told me that he was taking me off the data migration. I think he thought I was going to be upset. I wasn't. I was happy. I didn't want to do this in an insufferably difficult way. Word got up to our manager and he pulled me into a meeting and told me that the supervisor had no authority to reassign work. I told him all the same I'd prefer not to be put back on this. You know what? That's fair. I mean, yeah, you got fucking yelled at and getting people on your ass because it's like, because you're telling them you're not doing it the right way, even though, like, you literally know how to do this. Like, this is your job and has been for half a decade. And I'm the only one who has some of the answers they need. They've had to take time from our database admin, who is extremely busy handling day-to-day requests for the executive teams. He's so busy he has to work on his vacations. Yikes. Now, for half a year, they've been fumbling around. The business told them last month that they wanted it done right now. They said, best we can do is early next year. That won't happen either. They have endless meetings, often in front of me, about how to handle the hundreds of millions of rows, and I'm the only one that has the answers and I say nothing. I do not want to be involved with this toxic crap. 3 weeks ago, they fired 5 people from our team. Some of those people are some of the only people who have domain knowledge about the old company's products. Now they just fired 3 more developers. They're in a world of hurt. I'm guessing that eventually they're going to ask for my help. I don't know what I'm going to say. For now, there's so little pressure on me to do anything. I pick up tickets off the backlog and finish them at a leisurely pace while chaos unfolds around me. Honestly, I would ask... I wonder if it would be safe to be like, can I get a pay raise or something like that? Like, if you're asking me to do all this fucking work, I want at least a little bit more money. You know what I mean? What do the comments have to say? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say that it's probably best to start looking for a new job because you could be up next on the chopping block. But no, I mean, I kind of get it though. It's like, nah, why the fuck should I go back to working when y'all were getting on my ass? When I'm probably one of the only people who knows what they're doing. That's fair. What is this post? Team leader won't accept my medical certificate because it's from a clinic. Huh, that's interesting. You know, it reminds me of like, I mean, it's like, you would think that, like, if you're able to get a doctor's note from, like, an actual doctor, that should be enough, right? To tell you, like, yeah, they're not joking, they're not faking. Like, does that, because I remember school actually had to ask you for that once, you know, once you miss enough days in a row. Okay, today I took a sick leave because of stomach pain. The first thing my team leader asked when I called her was, is it really that bad? Are you sure you're really sick and not because you want to hang out with your boyfriend? I don't want you to skip work unreasonably. Think about how much it costs us when one person is missing from the spot. Since you will have 3 days off after this, I have every right to question you. No, the fuck you don't! No? Why the hell? That is extremely nosy. Like, that is really, like, that is an overstepping of boundaries. Then she asked me to send a photo of my medical certificate to her before 1 p.m. At first I went to a hospital, but the line was very long. I wouldn't make it before 1 p.m., so I went to another hospital just to find out they're a specialized hospital. I don't fit their patient group. I ended up at a clinic which gave me a ton of medicines and a medical certificate. What do they mean by medical like, do they just mean, like, doctor's notes? If so, like, that's a really, like, technical way of saying that. Once I sent a certificate pic to her, she asked why I didn't go to the hospital. I explained the situation to her, and she told me a medical certificate issued by a client couldn't be used. Why? I would be asking, well, why? Aren't clinics and hospitals the same? Like, aren't clinics basically just a smaller version, like a smaller scale version of a hospital? I couldn't call HR because it's Sunday, so I asked from someone who has worked here for 2 years. She said I could use a medical certificate issued by a clinic. I then asked my team leader again if I could use this certificate along with a photo of my medicines. She told me to submit it on my workday for consideration. The fuck? Mind you, in my country, legally, a medical certificate is required only when employees take 3 or more sick leaves. 1 sick leave is not required, but my team leader said she required it because I will have 3 days off and it is our policy. I still don't think she has a right to be asking you, like, oh, what are you going to be doing afterwards? And it's like, that's an overstepping of boundaries, ma'am. However, employers can't reject a medical certificate just because it's issued by a clinic. It's stated clearly in the country's Labor Protection Act. I've been working at this company for 4 months and I took 2 sick leaves so far. 1 for back injury, which I still had to, what does that mean? And this. Why would someone spend hours at a clinic/hospital and pay a lot of money for medicines just because they're too lazy to go to work? Not to mention, they always give me the earliest shifts and make me work 1 to 2 hours overtime almost every day. I don't feel safe going back to work after this situation. Tomorrow I will call HR to make sure about the sick leave policy and other ones. Yeah, that's weird. And again, I don't think so. I don't think, like, they have a right to know what you're doing off the clock. You know what I mean? That seems, again, I feel like that's like a gross overstepping of boundaries. You know what I mean? In terms of, like, employer and employee. Where's this song from? This sounds familiar. Why does it sound familiar? Oh, wait, I'm so stupid. It's from Mario. It's a remix of Jump Up Superstar from Mario Odyssey. I was like, why does this sound so familiar? And I'm humming it, and I'm like, what is this? Okay. Let's see. Let's check out a couple more posts from this subreddit before we switch over. Let me read this. Dun, 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 dun. My manager hates us with... What is this? That's the second time now I'm seeing that. My manager hates us... Is it supposed to be workers for hire? Even though our company supports it. The company I work for is very supportive of workers for hire. They have a policy stating as much. My manager, however, hates it, and it's 100% because she can't do the same thing. Because of the nature of her role, she must be in the office. So she resents us being able to work for hire? And basically insinuates we do nothing and we don't deserve it, even though I am so much more productive at home and much happier. Oh, work from home! Okay, okay. Work from home. All right. I've never. I normally don't see that as like. I'm so sorry. So she talks a lot about how it used to be and how people have it so easy now. She's obviously resentful, and it's like she wants to make us unhappy. She's a good manager aside from this, and I enjoy my job. Her blatant dislike of us workers from home makes me feel guilty and uncomfortable on the days I do work from home, which is only 2 days a week. Just wanted to vent. I mean, you could always, like, try to make your workplace a little bit like home. Unless, of course, there's, like, because I know that, like, in some office jobs, like, you can make it so where, like, you can have your cubicle, I mean, assuming this is a cubicle, you could make it to where it's, like, you could decorate it a little bit to be more of your taste, you know? I mean, yeah, I mean, I will say that, obviously, like... mean, yeah, I will say that it does suck that, like, oh, I have to be here at the office while y'all get to fucking work from home. But my thing is that's like, well, that's not anybody's fault. It's like, sorry that your job sucks, ma'am. Let's see. What the hell does that... That is a lot. Okay, this will be our last post from this thread before we move on. Man, workers for hire. I mean, to be fair, that could be I mean, I know that doesn't, you know, thinking about it, workers for hire doesn't really make sense, does it? But I don't know. They really expect us to be grateful for a 15-minute break after 6 hours. That is ridiculous. I'm assuming for a lunch break, right? Started a new warehouse job last month, and the shift supervisor keeps reminding everyone how lucky we are to get our state-mandated break. Like he personally fought for it or something. Yesterday he actually said we should appreciate that they let us sit down during it. Fuck? Okay. I'm standing there unloading boxes in 90-degree weather with no AC because the building owner says it's too expensive to cool a space this big. They better have water on hand. Meanwhile, the office area upstairs is like a freezer. They have a whole break room up there with a fridge and a microwave. We get a folding chair in the corner near the loading dock. That's so pathetic. The kicker is they started timing our breaks with some app last week. If you're even 2 minutes over the clock, they dock it from your next paycheck. But somehow when they need us to stay late to finish a truck, it's always about being a team player and helping each other out. Funny how that works. What the that is so unfair. I asked about getting a fan and the supervisor looked at me like I requested a company car. Said the air circulation from the dock doors should be enough. Those doors face a parking lot. There is no breeze. Oh my god, like asphalt does not... Like asphalt absorbs heat. And if there's no fucking breeze, it just fucking stagnates. Oh my god, that sounds miserable. People keep telling me that I should be glad to have a job right now, but I'm starting to think that's exactly what they want us to believe so we don't push back on anything. How did we get to a place where asking for basic comfort while doing physical labor for 8 hours makes you sound entitled? Yeah, especially because this is summer, too. Like, bro, it's hot as fuck. Like, depending on where this person works, like, if it's America, presumably, like... This was yesterday. I know that I've been reading that the West Coast is currently facing a fucking heat wave. Which I'm like, considering how last week we had the heat wave over on the East Coast, yeah, that shit sucks. And if they're, and again, if they're doing manual labor in that kind of heat, they better have a shit ton of water on hand, because if not, you are risking heat stroke. Like, even if you're not working in the sun, like, you could still, like... Dun, 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 dun. But still, that sucks. I'm so sorry, my dude. Alright. So that was our last post from this thread. Now I gotta find another thread. This is, Stow On Side remixed. I do like this. I was gonna say track. Let's see. Let's see. just saw this tweet on my For You page yesterday. We're not gonna look at that. Let's see. Oh, I should be checking chat too. I keep forgetting to do that. We found the Am I the Asshole thread. Let's go. Let's have some fun here. Okay. Alright, so obviously I don't think I need to explain much what this thread is. This is the Am I the Asshole thread. A catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were wrong in an argument that's been bothering you. Let's see. Oh boy. I don't know if I want to click on this one. It's interesting, but it's like, oh, I don't like this. This could be bad. What is this? Am I the asshole because my best friend's wife says we're responsible for their $150,000 house loss? What does... Let me see. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Okay, my wife and I live in Eugene, Oregon. About 2 years ago, my best friend and his fiancé were living in Chicago and considering moving somewhere more affordable. They visited us several times over the course of about 6 months, liked Eugene, and eventually bought a house next to ours. Cool. We're both healthcare professionals, oh god, and my friend and I had casually talked over the years about how it would be cool to open a practice together someday. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. From what I've heard from people... From what I've heard from people who have opened businesses together with their friends, that's probably one of the worst things you could ever do. Okay. But it was never anything concrete or promised. We also spoke positively about living in Eugene, but we never pressured them to move or encouraged them to buy a house. After living here for about a year, they decided to move back because his wife missed her family in Chicago and wasn't happy living here. Recently, my friend called and told me that his fiancé was upset with my wife and me because they're about $150,000 underwater on the house. She said they never would have moved to Eugene if it weren't for us, and that we're the reason they're in this financial situation. The fuck? Bro, what? We never said you can move here! This completely caught me off guard because we always got along well, spent a lot of time together, and I had no idea she felt this way until now. I think the main reason his fiancé was frustrated and was the talk of us owning a practice together. Even though that never really was concrete, it was just an idea that never materialized. They're also trying to rent the home out, but they're just losing a lot of money even with renting out due to the high mortgage. So they're planning to sell to cut losses. They're not explicitly saying we're responsible, but they have resentment towards us. Am I the asshole for supposedly influencing them to move here? This completely caught me off guard. No, because... No! You never told... No, I would say no, because it's like, yeah, y'all talked about it, but they're the ones who ultimately made the decision. We're not... Nah. I don't think this guy's the asshole. That's so... It's like, no, your friends made the stupid-ass decision to move here, and it's their fault they're losing out on money. Not my fault! Alright, this one's interesting, too. Am I the asshole for not going to my dad's wedding since it's just a stupid party? Well, depending on how bad the wedding is, let's see. Because I've heard of some people choosing not to go to weddings because of extenuating circumstances, so let's see what this person is like, you know. My dad is getting remarried. I, 15-year-old female, oh dear, assumed I'd be a bridesmaid or junior bridesmaid, but apparently my new stepmom doesn't want any kids in her wedding party. Dad said I can be his best woman, but I don't want to match clothes with men. I wanted to wear bridesmaid clothes. I told my dad, who told his girlfriend, who still refused to make me a bridesmaid. Dad told me to drop it and it's just a stupid party and I should just let it go and get over the fact that I can't be in her wedding party. I told him since it's just a stupid party, I won't attend. It's on my mom's custody time, so I don't have to go anyway. He thinks I'm an asshole for not supporting him. Well, what the fuck does a wedding party entail? Like, what does a wedding party entail? Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was... Yeah, I'm looking through the comments and be like, I don't know about this, actually. I mean, she's 15. I'm not expecting this child to be mature. Like, here's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing. Because... Okay, she says here, my new stepmom doesn't want any kids in her wedding party. I would like to know, like, what is she going to be doing at this wedding party that she doesn't want kids to be there? Wait, what? She said in another comment, it's her dad's third wedding. That's a little sus. Yeah, but yeah, like, I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I don't think there's enough, like, I don't think there is enough, like, info for me to really pass judgment, but it's also not, like, she's 15, presumably, if she's not lying about her age. Like, if she's 15, I'm not expecting her to be, like, completely rational and mature, you know what I mean? But I will say, the fact that, like, the dad even said, like, oh, it's a stupid party. It's like, well, I don't know. It kind of, I don't know. The way that OP is making it sound, it just, like, the fact that OP is making this, it kind of makes it seem like, it kind of makes it seem like the dad's just being very dismissive of his daughter's feelings and that, you know what I mean? Again, I don't think I can really pass judgment here. But yeah, I mean, I will say that I don't necessarily. But yeah, I will say that it's like I don't think she should have to wear I don't think she should have to wear like men's clothes and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But again, like, it's all, but yeah, like, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not expecting a child to be handling this situation with maturity and grace, you know? I don't know. Oh boy. Am I the asshole for refusing to follow my friend's parents' house rules and leaving? Well, depending on those house rules, we're gonna see, because I've seen some crazy stories about how, like, you know, I don't know, like, this is gonna be very dependent on stuff. Alright. Am I the asshole for refusing? My 22-year-old female, boyfriend, 23-year-old male, and I have been together since high school, almost 6 years. We just moved in together after I graduated in May. We're not officially engaged yet, but planning to get married once he finishes grad school. An old friend from high school invited us to his family's beach house for the holiday last weekend. When we got there Friday, we realized his mom and dad were spending the weekend too. Which was fine, it's their house and they seem to have their own plans for the weekend. They were happy to let us do our own thing during the days, and they had drinks in the hot tub with us Friday evening, and we were actually really cool. But that night, when my boyfriend and I started getting ready for bed, our friend's mom pulled me aside and said that my boyfriend would need to sleep on the couch in the living room instead of with me in the guest room because we aren't married. Okay, that's weird. They're not teenagers, they're adults. And they've been together for a while, like, that's weird. I was surprised because our friend hadn't mentioned this and my boyfriend and I lived together and everything. I said okay, but felt really uncomfortable. I mean, yeah, that's fair, because it's like, bro, that's kind of like parenting, like, also, this is also weird, because, like, that's not even, like, their kid. Like, this mom is trying to act like a parent to somebody else who's not her kid. That's weird. I have trouble sleeping in new places, and sleeping next to my boyfriend helps. My boyfriend also was annoyed he had to sleep on an uncomfortable couch when there's a perfectly good bed. So we decided it would be best to get a hotel in town and meet up with our friend the next morning. Okay. When we told our friend, he was kind of weird about it but said okay, so we left and checked into our hotel. Okay. The next morning we called to see what time our friend wanted to meet up. He seemed mad and he couldn't hang out and that his mom and dad flipped out at him for letting us go to a hotel and said we didn't appreciate their hospitality. What the fuck? What? So we ended up just doing our own thing for the weekend and not seeing our friend at all. Our friend texted us today, Monday, saying he was really angry that we couldn't have slept apart for 2 nights just to make his parents happy. What the fuck? What? Okay, and that we won't be invited to Friendsgiving this year. He hosts for our high school friend group every year. So are we the assholes for leaving and getting our own place? I would say no! What the fuck? First of all, I think it's fucking weird that this friend's mother decided to become a parent to 2 people who aren't her kids and treat them as if they were teenagers when they're adults. And secondly, like, they don't even live there. Like, they don't live there, and it says here that, like, they didn't realize, oh, the parents are spending the weekend too. I don't know, I don't think they're assholes. It's like... Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the comments are like... So it does... Is that OP? No, it's not. But yeah, like, okay, so I'm not crazy. That's like, yeah, it's weird that, like... I don't know, like, it would be one thing if they made a big scene about it, but it doesn't seem like it. That's just weird to me. Yeah, I will say that, though. That was fucking weird. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's... Yeah, like, I'm happy that people are like, I don't think so. Yeah, exactly. It's like... But yeah, okay. But yeah, like, that's I would say not the asshole. Not the asshole. Because it's like, that's such a weird thing to, like... That's such a weird thing to, like, you know... enforce, you know, especially, and then going off on, like, I just don't get that. That's weird. Oh boy. Okay, we gotta look at this. We gotta look at this. Am I the asshole for not defending my wife when my sister called her fat? Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Alright. My sister, 27-year-old female, was visiting my wife, 32-year-old female, and me, 33-year-old male, the other day. An important thing to note about my sister is that she has a child, 5-year-old male, with her now ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old male. When my sister found out she was pregnant, she told her then boyfriend that she was pregnant. He wanted to marry her in a shotgun wedding of sorts, but my sister said no. The only information she offered up was that there was no way they would be compatible in the long term, and I don't think it's any of my business to probe or question her about it. So then why did you decide to have a... Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Soon after, my sister and her boyfriend broke up, but they established a healthy co-parenting relationship, and both now have 50-50 custody with stable, well-paying jobs, and live close by to each other. Okay. My wife strongly thinks that my sister should have gotten married, and hates that my sister refers to her ex-boyfriend as her baby daddy. Well, that's not your... Well, I don't think that... Well, I don't think your wife should, like... I mean, like, here's the thing. She can disagree with your sister's life decisions, but I don't think... I'm gonna hold off. I will say, hates that my sister refers to her ex-boyfriend as her baby daddy. I mean, what else do you want to refer to him as? I mean, if they're not in a relationship, but they have a child together, I don't think, okay. I don't think my sister really cares about that she had a child out of wedlock, but every time my wife meets my sister, she brings up the fact that she should try to get her boyfriend back and ask him to propose again, and asks why she does not want to marry him, especially since my sister has been single these past 5 years. Okay, that's overstepping. That is overstepping of boundaries, firstly, and secondly, the sister is a grown-ass adult. The sister is a grown-ass adult. She should be allowed to make her own life decisions without anybody judging her for them. And besides, it's interesting that it says here, like, oh, why do you not want to marry him? When it's literally stated that the sister said that, like, oh, she and the then boyfriend would not be compatible in the long term. That's weird. It has gotten to the point that she has told me privately that she is fed up with this and has asked me to speak to my wife about this, which I have. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Like, that is very fair. Because, yeah, that is overstepping of boundaries. That's like if I were to keep asking my brother to talk to his wife, my sister-in-law, about why she doesn't get together with her baby daddy. Because, yeah, my sister-in-law was a single mother before my brother met and dated her. And I would not blame my brother for, talking shit to me, because it's like, I'm overstepping my boundaries. Alright. The other day, my sister visited my wife and I at our house. We were having a normal conversation, and my sister was talking about her son entering kindergarten, and all the ways she was preparing him. The convo seemed pretty mundane until my wife once again brought up that my sister should try to get married at the courthouse with her ex-boyfriend, and that the other parents would view her as immature and would think of her child as illegitimate if she didn't. That is once again stepping over boundaries. That is also a really mean thing to say about your nephew. And again, why the fuck? And again, why should the other parents care? They should be worried about their own kid. Before I could even jump in and say anything to defuse the situation, my sister was raging and said that my wife should worry about her fat self and losing 100 pounds before worrying about her child, and that a ring can't hide her triple chin, and to worry less about her going to the courthouse and more about the gym. My wife has always been on the bigger side, and I absolutely love and adore her, but it is one of her biggest insecurities. She ended up sobbing while my sister grabbed her things and left. This whole argument took around 2 minutes and I froze up and didn't really know what to do. After my sister left, my wife asked why I didn't say anything to defend her to my sister. I was honest and said I thought that she was wrong for calling my sister immature and her child illegitimate. While I acknowledge it was wrong for my sister to make the comments she did, I don't think they were completely unprovoked. My wife is now giving me the silent treatment, so Reddit, am I the asshole? So here's the thing. Oh my god, there's an update. We gotta look at that. We gotta look at that. But here's the thing. I don't think the sister should have said all those comments because that's going too far. That is going too far. However, I also understand why she said those things because she was fed up. She was sick and frustrated. Sick and tired, you know? Especially since the wife is again overstepping her boundaries, you know, and basically and trying to make the sister feel bad for being a single mother. You know? And again, I genuinely don't think, like, yeah, saying that, like, oh, the sister is immature because she chose to have a baby with her baby daddy, and they're in a co-parenting relationship. And I also don't really like that's, like, she referred to her nephew as illegitimate. It's like, that's not your decision to make. But yeah, I do agree with OP at the very least that, like, yeah, like, yeah, it is wrong for the sister to make the comments she did, but they're not completely unprovoked. Like, I do think it was just the sister getting fed up with the wife's, you know, what's the term? Not grandstanding, but you get what I mean. So, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think he's I think there's a bit more here. Yeah, I like that the comments are kind of agreeing with me that's like, yeah, nah, like, I don't think he's the asshole, because it's like, yeah, no, yeah, at the very least, acknowledging that, yeah, the sister probably shouldn't have made those comments, but it's also understandable why she did. You know, especially because, like, apparently the wife has been doing this for 5 fucking years. It's like, bro, that's gotta be exhausting. She fucked around for 5 years and finally found out. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking that. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking that it's like, yeah, she kind of fucked around and found out. Alright, I want to see this update. So this was made 6 days ago. This is from 4 days ago, so this is a couple days later. I gotta see this. I want to see this update. But yeah, I will say too, I did see people calling out OP for not defending his sister, and yeah, I can agree with that. Because, yeah, like, I mean, because I understand that he did talk to his wife about, you know, about that, but it does seem like she didn't listen, so let's see here. Alright, update. I read your comments, and it is clear that you think I am an asshole for not defending my sister, and think I am not an asshole for not defending my wife. I've called my sister and apologized. She was pretty gracious and accepted my apology. I told my sister that I think she is a great mother and a saint for dealing with these comments for so long. I did not demand that she make an apology to my wife. For those of you concerned that my nephew hears these remarks, I want to make it clear that when my wife has made these comments, she made them either when my sister's ex had custody or when my nephew was in another room. Not to excuse the comments, but to address concerned Redditors. Well, I guess that's a good thing. As for my wife, she has stopped giving me the silent treatment. She called her mom, my mother-in-law, and after she told her the situation, her mom really chewed her out. She did apologize to my sister, not just for the most recent incident, but for all of the rest of them. My sister also apologized for the comments she made. My wife and I had a discussion about why she was so fixated on my sister being an unmarried mother. Apparently, some of her more religious friends were judging her for having an unmarried sister-in-law, and she projected that insecurity onto my sister. She also admitted to being jealous of my sister as she was able to have a child, which is a dream of ours. Excuse me. Due to my wife's weight, it is nearly impossible for us to conceive a child. She also expressed general envy for my sister when it came to things like looks, her job, her maturity. I made it clear that these comments about my sister's marital status should not be made in the future. While I personally think what my sister said was harsh and out of anger, I do not think it is unjustified. She snapped after years, and y'all made it clear that she would be extremely justified to go no contact, so I'm happy that she did not make that decision. I plan on going to marital counseling with my wife. I have reaffirmed that I think she's absolutely beautiful and that we will work through these insecurities together. I want to use this situation to create a stronger marriage and a better relationship with my sister. Note for why wife can't get pregnant easily without too much detail. She has PCOS and has a BMI significantly over 40. Wanted to get wife's consent to share about the PCOS. Okay. I actually really like that. It's like, okay, so it does seem like this situation actually got pretty good. And I like that the wife did actually apologize to the sister. You know, I actually really like that. This was a very mature thing. This is pretty good. This is good. This is good. What do the comments say? Okay. I mean, to be fair, I want to give this person the benefit of the doubt. Like, that's the thing. But yeah, I want to give these people the benefit of the doubt, and I hope that things do go better for them. I really do. Whoa, okay. Let's see. We're almost 2 hours in. I think what I might do is I'll read a couple more posts from this thread before we move on. But still, it is crazy that this particular post, because when I was looking down at the comments, I saw that it got locked. So I'm like, oh, people did not like this. Let's see. What the fuck? Oh, I accidentally went to the... I must have pressed back too many times by accident. Chotomate. Jesus. Alright, I went back to the main page. Sorry about that. Let's see. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, this is recent. Am I the asshole? My mother keeps making comments on my kids' looks. I responded and now drama has ensued. Oh dear, this could be really this could be really messy. All right. A quick background. I, 38-year-old male, have 2 siblings, one 42-year-old male and one 35 trans male, and 3 children, 12-year-old female, 7-year-old male, and 6-year-old male. Okay, a girl and 2 boys. My mother and father are 65. Over the last few days, my parents took my kids for a couple days so that we could all get a much-needed change of pace. My daughter has often complained that her grandmother makes comments on her weight, appearance, clothes, and just about anything else having to do with looks. I've asked my mother countless times over the years not to do this, but she won't stop. Already, this is really bad, especially as somebody who grew up in that kind of environment. Now both of my siblings have a lot of mental health issues and have related a lot of them to my mother's nonstop negative criticism, especially based on looks. Okay, so this is a pattern then. My younger sibling, who happens to be trans, has spoken about how when she was a kid, my mother made her dye her hair... Wait a minute. Wait. What? Oh, I don't know. Okay, wait a minute. I don't think OP has noticed that, like, I think you're technically misgendering your sibling. Because it says here, one 35-year-old trans male, so I'm thinking, like, oh, that's a man then. Okay. My younger sibling, who happens to be trans, has spoken about how when he was a kid, my mother made him dye his hair or get certain treatments because it was mousy or other fashion-based words I don't understand. But regardless, it created a lot of issues for them. Her negativity had a lot of effects on me too, I'm sure, but hey, it's easier to recognize other people's problems, I guess. So this is a pattern of abuse then! Anyway, they called me to ask if they could take my sons to get haircuts because they look like they crawled out of a dumpster and there must be shit stuck on their head. They look so disgusting. What horrible things to say about your grandchildren. I told them if the boys did not want to cut their hair, they didn't have to. She said okay, in a passive-aggressive way and hung up the phone. So I texted her and said, your constant badgering of my siblings on their looks, weight, and fashion choices turned them into a bunch of lunatics. I'd like for you to not do that to my kids. So aside from the negative connotation towards my siblings, who aren't bad people, just having some struggles, I need to know if I'm the asshole for saying all this. I would say no. Mainly because, it's like, no, like, you're, like, the fact that, like, you recognize that your mother is responsible, basically, for your siblings' mental health crises and such, and is looking to be instilling some of that same shit into your kids, I'd say no. No, you're not the asshole. If anything, I would say you need to limit your kids' your mother's contact with her grandchildren. Because this is not going to end well. Oh, this is Hip Shop from Deltarune. By the way, I still haven't played it. Man, comments are really not being nice to him. I think the thing is that, like, you kind of do need, like, an outsider's perspective to, like, recognize that, like, oh yeah, shit is not great. Alright, one more post, and then we'll switch over to another thread. Depending on time, that might be the last thing we'll do tonight. Oh god, we gotta look at this. What is this? You know, speaking of Deltarune, I know that Chapter 5 got released a few weeks ago. And apparently a lot of people really love that chapter. I've seen some stuff from it, obviously not enough for me to get super spoiled on, but I do know it involves a bunch of flowers. So... Alright. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she wanted me to prove I didn't have anything with her fiancé? Oh boy. I, 26-year-old female, have always been close with my older sister, 29-year-old female. She's getting married in about a month to her fiancé, who she has been with for 4 years now. But before they met, I worked at the same company as him for almost 2 years, and we were friendly co-workers. We normally grabbed lunch with other colleagues and occasionally texted about work. Nothing romantic ever happened between us. Fast forward a year, he and my sister meet through mutual friends. When she found out we already knew each other, she laughed it off and even joked that I should tell her if he had any embarrassing stories from work. Well, everything was fine until a few weeks ago, when she called me crying, saying she found old messages between him and me from years ago. One message where he told me I missed you today, and me also telling him I wished you came to work today. The reason for those messages were due to the fact that we usually help each other with tasks at work and cover for each other. Besides that, we only talked about work, shared memes, work gossip, and one other conversation where he thanked me for helping him prepare for a presentation, which is something we usually do. She asked me if I had ever had feelings for him. I said no because I genuinely didn't and never saw him that way. Then she asked if I'd be willing to let her read through my own old phone backups and social media messages to see the context for those messages for her peace of mind. The fuck? Do you not trust me? Do you not trust me? What the hell? I laughed because I thought she was joking, or better still, let her go through his phone, not mine, and I started getting annoyed when she kept insisting I allow her go through my phone. Why my phone? Why not his? Like, this makes it seem like she doesn't trust her sister. It's like, bruh, I think if anything, you shouldn't trust your man. I mean, I'm not saying that, obviously, but like, bruh. She said if I had nothing to hide, I shouldn't have a problem proving it, and her friends suggested the same thing, and that if we did this one thing, it would help avoid future drama before the wedding. I refused immediately, not because there's anything to find, but because I think it's an insane invasion of privacy. It's also like, do you not trust me? Like, the thing is that it's like, the thing is, though, too, right? Is that, like, it sounds like you don't trust me, and two, even then, assuming that this is before, and again, like, assuming that, like, this would have probably been before the sister and the fiancé even got together. So even if there was something going on, it must have ended before y'all got together. Apparently that made me look guilty in a way, but I just wanted her to go through his phone instead and not mine. Yeah, like, that's the thing to me, is that it's like, y'all are gonna get married. She still asks why I won't clear my name and give it a rest. This even pissed me off the more, because she's focusing on the wrong person and what name do I need to clear. She told my mom about the whole thing, and her response is that I'm being too prideful over little issues. The final straw was when my sister said she didn't feel comfortable having me at the wedding unless I handed over my phone first, so we sorted out once and for all. But why can't she ask her fiancé? Her response was, I don't want him to think that I don't trust him. But you're making your sister feel the same way! The fuck? So I told her I wouldn't be attending at all and that she could have the wedding she wanted without me there. Let her go through his phone and not mine. Am I the asshole? No! I would say no, because it's like, bruh, why does it matter? Like, no! It's like, why the fuck is the sister wanting to go through her OP's phone and not her fiancé's? Again, assuming, like, here's the thing. It just says that, like, she doesn't trust her sister, Which is like, what reason did your sister, like, what reason did OP have to give the sister, you know what I mean? And secondly, even if there was something between OP and the sister's fiance, clearly it's not working now. And y'all have been together for 4 years. Like, even if there was something going on, I don't think that, like, it's not present anymore. Why does it matter? Oh my gosh. Exactly. Yeah, thank you. Considering that any hypothetical relationship would have happened years before the sister met her fiance, my vote is that a chat with a therapist is in order. But yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. It's like, yeah, you don't trust him. Like, it's also like you don't trust your sister too. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just not think that part? Oh, okay. I must not have processed that part of like, oh, she did go through his phone. Let's see. Just checking. But yeah, like, I don't think this person's an asshole, because it's like, what the fuck? I don't know, like, that's a, like, yeah, and I don't blame OP for not wanting to go to the wedding. It's like, you don't fucking trust me. Man. But yeah, that is not good. Alright. Let's check out one more thread before we head off for the night. Because as I said, I wanted these to be like 2.5 hours max, so one more thread. I also think Reddit is destroying my fucking soul. Let's see. Alright, well, let's refresh, because I think my fucking thing is dying. What is this song? Dun, dun, dun. God, there's so much stuff about, like, both the Republican death today and, of course, of the World Cup. Let's see. Oh, shit. Come on. Reddit's having a hard time loading right now. Come on, Reddit. Just one more thread and then we'll be good. As the music begins to freeze. Man, I'm not getting anything. Man, I'm not finding anything. Okay. I'm gonna do something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna temporarily get off of Reddit. And then maybe reset some stuff. I wonder if I should end the, what the hell? God damn it. Oh my god, why is this happening? Bro, why did Firefox add the Reddit posts to my fucking shortcuts here? I'm having to dismiss all this. There we go. Christ. Okay. I was gonna say, why the fuck does that say like an hour 25? How is my music looking? Okay. Alright, let's go back on to Reddit. Again, it's crazy that, you know what's funny is, like, I remember when I was going on to, I was gonna say Twitter, onto Reddit last night, even without the stream up, it was like, it was having issues. Damn it, that's actually really funny. I can't show it because it's political, but damn, that's funny. Come on. Ugh, God, no. You know what? Let's end it off with this. Let's end it off on this thread. And this time it's gonna be a bit of a let's end it on a good note. Let's end this on a good note. So, the last thread we're checking out for today is r/oddly wholesome. So I'm assuming, so it doesn't have a description here, but I'm assuming that these are posts that's like, huh, that's interesting, right? Character breakdown, but make it wholesome. Oh, this is from Tumblr. My favorite haunted house experience was when a werewolf, after growling in our faces and effectively freaking out my siblings, stepped on my shoe and he said, in the softest voice imaginable, "Oh, sorry." Okay. And close second is the time there were strings hanging from the ceiling and my glasses got caught and this guy who was dressed up as a creepy Victorian zombie or whatever stood there as I tried to untangle them while they were still on my face, but it kept getting worse until he walked up to me, very carefully removed my glasses, untangled them, and handed them back to me, and then grunted like a zombie as I thanked him and moved on. This was in the same night, by the way. You know what, though? That's nice. That's nice, though. That's nice. That's good, though. Okay. Humans are very dedicated. My husband has been playing the same strategy game called Stellaris most evenings since 2016, and today he looks up at me and he says, "I finally won." Like he has been losing continuously without running out of patience for 5 years. What the fuck? You know what? Good for him. Good for him. Let's see. Governments can help their people. It's a matter of priorities. So I'm guessing, so this is a quote tweet. Finland ended homelessness. They provide a small apartment and counseling with no preconditions. Four out of 5 make their way back into a stable life. And guess what? It was cheaper than allowing homelessness to continue. And then the quote tweet says, "Let that sink in. They ended homelessness. They saw a problem that needed solving and just poof, ended it." God, if only our governments were like that. The sweetest colorblind fail ever. Context, my boyfriend is kind of colorblind. Your face gonna be green, red, and square. Oh no! Babe, please say psych. Why? Did I get it wrong? Is it not red? I love you so much. I hate it here. Oh no. Listen. Let's see. Another Tumblr post. My cat is a social eater who is not food motivated at all, so I was baffled when I first got him because he didn't seem to care about food, but he would scream at me for hours when I knew his bowl was full. Anytime I went to double check that he did indeed have food, he'd book it to the bowl and snarf like his life depended on it, but as soon as I walked away, he'd follow me screaming again. Eventually, I figured out that he just wanted a dining companion and was screaming about how we're a family and families eat together, goddammit! I moved his food bowl under my computer desk and it fixed the problem. But if I'm ever out for more than 12 hours, I'll come home to find him in a passive-aggressive kitty huff because dinner has been ready for hours, but he's been trying to be considerate, unlike some humans, and waiting for me to eat it. That's cute! I mean, yeah, there are some pets that are like that, where it's like they won't eat unless unless mom or dad is in there with them. This is from old Twitter. Note written by me and slipped to Santa. My son Jack is 15 and has an intellectual disability. He wholeheartedly believes in Santa. Please keep the magic alive. Santa winked at me, greeted him like an old friend. Jack, it's great to see you again. Kindness matters. That's cute. Let's see. Man invites entire world to celebrate holiday. A friendly reminder that you don't get to celebrate Lunar New Year unless you're literally from a country that does, or if you're invited by someone who is from a country that does. And then someone replied to that with, friendly reminder that I hereby formally invite everyone to celebrate Lunar New Year. This was from 2019, too. Oh, this is from a fellow Reddit post. Drunk words or sober thoughts and my heart is full. My girlfriend drunk texted me and I've never felt so loved. My girlfriend of almost 2 years went out drinking with some friends last night. At some point she texted me she loved me and then about 5 minutes later she called me. I asked her what was up and she said, I told all my friends that I had texted you I love you, but I don't remember if I did, so I wanted to tell you I love you. And honestly, it was the cutest thing ever. She then started going on about how she was all mine and nobody else could have her. I don't know how I managed to get such an amazing girlfriend, but honestly, I'm blessed. Cute. Let's see. Oh my god. I used to date a guy who thought women who were on their periods needed chocolate, like it was a medical necessity. We dated for several years and lived together, and every month he ran to the store for chocolate and tampons. I never corrected him. I regret nothing. Listen! That's a good man right there. A man who doesn't think it's gross to have a period. Oh my god. Never forget when my boyfriend of a year broke up with me out of nowhere the day before a big statistics exam. But I vowed to never let a man affect my academic performance, so I walked in that class with tears streaming down my face and still got the highest grade in the class. You know what? Big ups. Big ups to you. Big ups to you, my girl. Big ups. Ooh, another Reddit post. What is the kindest thing an animal has ever done for you? After each round of chemotherapy I went through, my 2 cats took turns staying with me 24/7 for several days afterwards. When one would get down from my lap or my side, the other would snuggle in their place. My husband said they did this even while I was sleeping. The level of devotion that they displayed was absolutely heartwarming. I actually have experience with that, because I remember, when I had to go to the hospital well over a decade ago for gallbladder surgery, I was gone for almost a week. And when I got home, Shuya, which is the cat before Sushi, when I got home, I basically laid in bed for that first night because I was so sore and I was so tired because I did not sleep a damn wink in that hospital. And apparently, according to my dad, because he had to check on me that night, you know, make sure, like, I was okay and such. Apparently, every time he checked up on me, Shuya was basically at my side, like, pretty much resting near my head. And every time my dad would come to check up on me, Shuya would, like, look up at him and basically watch him the whole time, like, trying to protect me. And, yeah, it was like, oh, that's actually really cute, you know? Unfortunately, I don't know if Sushi would ever do that. I think, like, the few times I've gotten sick, and Sushi's been around, she does not, I think it's just an opposite thing. She just stays away from me. Probably because she likes to sleep on my bed, right? And she tends to get off the bed whenever I'm moving around too much, and obviously when I'm sick, I move around a lot, so... I lost my job this morning. This message has restored my faith in people. Hey guys, I unfortunately just found out I was laid off from my job today. So after today, we would like to cancel Callie's walks for the upcoming future until I land a new gig. We will keep you guys updated and let you know as soon as we are ready to start them back up again. I'm assuming a dog. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Callie always has a spot with us. Thanks so much, John. Do you mind if we take Callie out the rest of the week? Free, of course, and while you're job hunting, if we have room, we'd love to have her out, too. We have to come there anyway, and we love Callie. Oh, so I'm assuming, like, when they mean, like, oh, we'll take... It's like, you know, if we have room, we'd love to have her out, too. So I'm assuming, like, hey, we could take care of her while you go get a job. You know, because obviously, I'm assuming she lives... Because something tells me she gets paycheck to paycheck. And obviously taking care of a pet is expensive. We call my grandpa Cheese and I just found out why. Mom says I'm the reason everyone calls you Cheese. Is that true? Yeah, I wanted to be called G, short for grandpa. But when you were little, you thought G and cheese were the same word. You just started yelling cheese every time you saw me. Oh my god, that's actually really cute. Yeah, real cute. I fought in Vietnam, saw unspeakable horrors, and for the last 30 years, everyone's called me Cheese. Everyone's called me Cheese. No, but that's cute, though, because I'm assuming that, like, this was when OP was a baby. That's so cute. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, we just checked out this thread. Not allowed to work from home, so I don't. My job recently told me that even during the snowstorm we got earlier this week, I am not allowed to work from home at all. Even though I work in IT and do everything remotely, they want me in the office. So I deleted Teams and my email off my phone. I am no longer available after hours. My boss tried to call me for something urgent last night and couldn't reach me. He asked why today, and I explained to him what I was told. I am not allowed to work from home. You know what? That's fair. It's like, what the fuck? Especially like for snow. Like, bro, if you're living in a place where, like, for some reason or another, like, your car does not have the appropriate, you know, like, you can't get from point A to point B. Well, I mean, what do you do? Oh, that's a copy. I listed my car for $1,200. It ended up costing someone $0. Can I read this? Oh boy, it's tiny. Let's see. There are no real profit. Blah, blah, blah. I know you're asking $1,200, and that seems like a good price. Would you be willing to hold it until next week? I really need a car, but I have to wait till my taxes come. Sorry, I already told someone I wouldn't hold it. Oh, I could zoom in. That's fine. I've had a hard time finding something reliable in my price range. I'm borrowing my mom's car now, but it's tough to get me and her to work and my kids to preschool, but we're making it work. Hopefully I'll get my taxes back next week. No prob, I actually just want the car to go to someone who needs it. If you need it, you can have it. Thanks so much, I'll let you know as soon as the direct deposit comes through. So excited. No, I mean, do you want the car for free? I wanted to make sure whoever got it actually needed it, so I didn't list it as free, because everyone would have needed it, but probably just resold it. What? Are you serious? You don't have to do that, the price is fine. I wouldn't feel right not paying for it. No, seriously, I want to give it to someone who needs it, and you seem to genuinely need it. It's yours, no money needed. I'm crying. Are you kidding? Why would you do that? No, not kidding. I don't need it, and I figured someone else did. I'm glad you'll be able to use it. Can you meet today or tomorrow? Are you sure? I'm so excited and can't believe this. You have no idea how much this will bless me and my kids. Oh my god, I'm literally crying right now. Yes, I can meet whenever you want, but I definitely don't have money to pay for it right now. Lol, no money needed, really, except to register it, I guess. Let me know if you need help with that too. I want to get you driving it ASAP. Thank you so much. Are you real? This feels like a dream. Nice. Let's see. Oh my god, what is this? What's good? So why'd you swipe? I'm assuming this is on Tinder. Well, I swiped back when I thought I was bi. I am in fact a lesbian. Happy Pride Month. Hey, congrats on coming out. Unmatched whenever, but I'm happy for you. Not the response I was expecting. Can we be BFFs? What is this song? Dun, 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 dun. Why does this sound so familiar? This song sounds familiar. Oh, it's... Oh! Wow, I didn't know you could allow that. It just hit me. It's one of the Fullmetal Alchemist opening themes. I didn't know you were allowed to play that. The accidental gift that made a grown man's day. Adults, what is something you'd love receiving as a gift but no one even considers giving you because you're an adult? Wow, this music is loud. Actually, I've probably not turned down my desktop volume at all. I haven't! Jesus! Okay. I got a call from a friend. She said it's a birthday and we should all come over. Excuse me. I got the date/time and event correct, but not whose birthday it was. Although I was confident it was for a kid. Why else would she say bring the whole family? We show up, and I'm frankly concerned by all the craft beer with bows and balloons on it. I set our gift bag down and we joined the party. Shortly after, her husband shouts with joy and wants to know who got on the big Lego set. Well, that was me, and you're welcome. So my answer is Legos. Adults want Legos. You know what? You get me a Lego figure of a Pokemon, I'll take it. Because that shit is expensive. The way he I was ringing up a winter hat for a man the other day and I said, "Oh, it's so cute. I love the pom-pom on the top." And he smiled and agreed, and a few seconds later he picked the hat out of the bag and said, "You called this a pom-pom?" And I said, "Yes, that's what I call them." And he explained that he was still learning English before he touched the hat again and said pom-pom in a fascinated voice. That's cute. Oh, fuck that. Nope. That's a Let's see. I accidentally said I love you at the end of a call with an important client yesterday. I heard him giggle as I hung up and I was mortified. Today I saw he emailed me this. Hey, just wanted to say that I didn't mean to laugh at you when you accidentally signed off on our call with "I love you." I just found it funny because I've definitely done that before and I know it happens. I'm glad you have enough love in your life that response comes naturally. If anything, you should be proud of that. Have a great weekend. We'll follow up about my call with Chris on Wednesday, as discussed. Never thought of it like that. That's like, oh, it's good they have enough love in your life that you say that naturally. See. The secret sauce to forever. We'll probably check out a couple more posts before we sign off. Every healthy relationship I've ever seen was just two people who felt like the other one was completely out of their league and always consider themselves lucky every day that the other person wants to be with them. Nobody dates someone they think they're too good for. So it's much more important to really just take the time and get to know that person. Find what interests you share, what hobbies you can do together, and what it is about their personality that complements your own. I think if it happened to me, all I'd want is to just find out who they are as a person, find out what they want in life, and let it go from there without trying to psych myself out so much that I don't enjoy just being with them. Honestly, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's good advice. See. I asked my dad if he could teach me how to drive, and he took a whole day off and planned a whole lesson. He said he never had a dad to teach him anything. My grandfather died when my dad was a few months old, so he wants me to learn everything from my dad because he couldn't. Aw, that's sweet. Alright, one more post. Okay. Oh, okay. I have a friend who is colorblind. I have another friend with synesthesia where she sees colors when she listens to music. My colorblind friend has always wanted to see color, and because my friend with synesthesia and my colorblind friend have the same taste in music, she describes color to my colorblind friend by relating it back to music. Like, the sky is Duke Ellington's Satin Doll, and it is the purest thing. This is what pure friendship is. That's so weirdly amazing. No, but that's nice, though. That's nice, though. Okay. Alright, well... 2.5 hours. And we only went through 4 threads. Okay, let me get my music back up. I gotta refresh shit. I mean, I think... But yeah, 2.5 hours and we only went through 4 threads. I mean, to be fair, though... to be fair, though, like, a lot of the threads were like... Well, because the thing is, I can't play threads that have videos in them, at least for the most part. Because, like, that's gonna crash everything. And I also don't want to, like... But that's the thing, I don't want to, like, crash shit. But it's also, like, well... You know, but it's also like, man, some of these... But unfortunately, like, a lot of the threads that were being, like, brought up were, like, meme stuff, which I'm like, I don't know if I want to, you know, do that. Political stuff, which I definitely don't want to cross, especially considering, you know, the whole, death. And of course, there was also a bunch of stuff talking about the World Cup, which, like, you know, I've already talked before about how I don't really care for sports, so... But, yeah, so, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe then again, it could have just been a bad day, right? It could have just been a bad day to check out, Reddit, you know? But, it's interesting. I think if there's one thing I don't like, it's the fact that, like, we have auto-playing videos and such. It's like, is there really not an option to turn that off? Like, I don't know, there probably is, but you would have to have an account. And I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking make a Reddit account just for a non-autoplay setting. But, yeah, I think it was pretty fun, especially, like, but yeah, it was pretty fun. Like, there's something about, like, just, like, there's definitely something about, like, what's the word? There's definitely something about, like, checking out how messy people can be that is pretty fun. I think that's probably the reason why people check out, like, Am I the Asshole threads so much, is because, a lot, you know, because a lot of the times it is just, like, you know, we're getting glimpses into the messiness of humans, and I think it's also just, like, out of, like, you know, how wild can somebody get, right? We're probably going to visit that thread again next week, but I do want to try my best to get other threads into there as well. Again, hopefully we'll have a better time next week. But, but yeah, I will say, but yeah, I actually saw that I dropped a few frames. Probably when I was, probably, like, at some point when I was trying to click on something. But, yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, actually. But still, like, I will say, though, I do wonder if people may not like that I'm not playing the videos. But the thing is, though, I can't verify the videos. You know, I can't verify the videos, you know, because the thing with the videos is that there's usually copyrighted music, and it's like, I don't want to deal with that, because I can get a content ID claimed. And not to mention, too, there could also be like, I can't verify a video whether or not it's safe, and that's, you know, and considering how it's Reddit, it's like, you never know. But it also means I would have to, like, shut off the music, and it's like, that gets annoying after a while, especially with how slow Reddit is. Oh my god. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we get to check out more than 4 threads next week. Speaking of which, because I keep saying next week, what's the date for it? Because it's gonna be, yeah, okay, the 19th. So yeah, so part 2 of this is gonna be next Sunday at the same time as usual, which is 8 p.m. CST. So yeah, the 19th, and again, hopefully we'll check out more than 4 threads, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, so, thank you all for joining me. I know this, again, I know this is a little bit short, but that's, again, I don't want these to be super long. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, I don't want these to be, like, super long, so, yeah. But yeah, so thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you all again same time as next week, where we go through Reddit again, and hope to God it's a better day than people talking about sports and politician deaths. So, yeah. So until then, have a good night, a good week. Please stay safe. Please be careful. Things are crazy out there, especially during the summer. It feels like the summer is when the weirdos really come out to play. And, yeah. So until then, have a good night, everybody.